You know, we watched just this past week, and I know that we talked about the Duncan Street. You know, there's just not enough traffic there for anything. They were doing the work over on the Leadyville Road this week, and they detoured everything through Carter and around on Duncan. It was like a parade all the way around. I mean, and people, if there were a traffic light there, would take some of the pressure off the 5-point light, even though that's a very good light with the. It's a good one. But something needs to be done. It's dangerous. It is a very, Chief, I don't know if you have any numbers on accidents there or not, but
even with accidents at a certain number, there still has to be, there's still a requirement for traffic, a certain number of traffic enters. And it's not a target number so much as it is a percentage of the traffic on the main street. So the more traffic on the main street, the more you have to have on the side street or driveway.
Which sort of makes sense and sort of doesn't, right? I mean, if you had 50,000 cars, nobody would ever get out. So you'd have to have more traffic coming out of these. I mean, nobody go into these businesses, nobody go out because they knew they couldn't get out if they went in.
And quite frankly, that's what happens a lot of times. You'll see in Monroe where traffic picks up on a certain street and people can't get out. It does hurt the business.
I don't know, Raj, you got an answer to that?
No, I don't.
I don't know, but I mean, it is.
I worked on them all my life.
They're not accident proof. In fact, most of our highest concentration of accidents happens at signals. So,
Is there anything legislatively that could be done? I'm just asking. I'm not trying to go over anybody's head or anything.
yeah.
I'm just saying, is there?
Most of the requests we get come through the legislature's office, and we do the study and furnish the report. We just put the information in the report like it is.
When you take those numbers, the percentage, I mean, did you do a traffic count on Smoker's Paradise? And I know there wasn't one done on my place.
Actually, well, when he did his manual count at Duncan Street, he included Popeyes and your place, since you technically could connect to Duncan Street, and Popeyes can come out from Duncan Street.
Well, I mean, a lot of my customers that are in front of the fitness center leave off the parking lot. They go around Duncan Street. Popeyes does not go through Duncan Street to exit. I mean, they just don't. I mean, if they go through the drive-through, the exit is on the highway. It's not on Duncan Street. So if you add all those together, I'm just trying to find some way to get this done. And if there's no way, then.
Like I say, if all this traffic was funneled into one place, it would certainly meet it. But being scattered out over several thousand feet, like I say, if a red light were to be installed, it would help the one or two businesses at the light, but the rest of them would hate it.
Well, I understand. You know, without getting too detailed, Mayor, I'm sorry for taking up so much time, but if you're in Popeyes wanting to turn left, there's nothing coming southbound, and there's 50 cars coming northbound, you're wanting to turn left. If that light turns red, they have a chance to turn.
Well, the southbound traffic is going to start stacking up and preclude the left turn. Don't like this mic. personal experience, when I sit at the Citgo station at 5 Points and I want to go back north, when that light turns red, I'm sitting there. And then after it turns green, all that traffic has to clear, and then I've still got to look both ways to get out. Left turners get killed with the red light.
Well, the one at 5 Points got arrows there, apparently motion sensed, correct? Yeah. And,
I'm talking about pulling out of the Citgo station.
out of the Citgo station. Yeah, okay, I got you.
Pulling out of a
Well, I mean, that's the same, yes, that would be the same situation.
It makes it incredibly hard to turn left out of a business unless you were at the light. And that, you can only put it at one spot, so it would only benefit two businesses, one on each side of the road.
All right, sir. Mayor,
And please, we don't take this lightly, West.
I know, I don't doubt it.
We put a lot of thought into it.
I sit there and watch it every day, and I'm thinking, why fix it? Because the problem is the amount of traffic that I'm going in. Try to turn left onto Duncan Street going north. Well, you got some guy coming to turn into Smoker's Paradise, and he comes up head on to you. You can't see around him because it's a curve. And that's, and you just have to sit there. And they'll try to wave you on, or you've got somebody that pulls out from there and just sits there, and you can't turn left. And I've seen them back up 3 or 4 cars at a time, both ways. And, there's...
There's just not enough traffic at that one location, just counting Duncan Street and Smoker's Paradise to justify a light there. And if it was, then those would be good. But like people coming out of your weight center, they'd never turn left. Very rarely. So, like I say, wherever the light was, they'd love it. But for several hundred feet either side of it, they'd hate it. You could still turn right, but turning left would be almost impossible.
Well, that's what you're doing now anyway. Still
But when traffic is up to speed and spaced out and gets gaps, that's when it's easiest to pull out. When they start having to slow down and queue up, and then the light turns green and you have to wait for them to get spaced out again.
Can the speed limit be lower there?
We just did a speed study and we set the speed limits.
I mean, it's 45 miles an hour all the way to track.
And let me explain how we set speed limits. We take a radar gun out there and shoot what people are actually driving. And I understand there's some accidents, but for the amount of traffic, it wasn't enough accidents to justify lowering it below, we call it the 85th percentile. That's what 85% of the people are driving. And the safest speed limit you can set is what the most people are driving, when the most cars are going most nearly the same speed.
Okay. We got you. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you.
Anything else?
No, thank you very much, and we appreciate you taking out your time to come out and explain this to us.
If we can ever help the town in any way, it's a call.
Thank you very much.